A major story broke out in international news that sent shivers across the world. International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant against Vladimir Putin. Now, what is the justification that allow international court firstly to take up a case from Ukraine-Russia war crime? Secondly, how did the proceeding at ICC actually begin? Thirdly, what power does this International Criminal Court possess to issue an arrest warrant against Vladimir Putin? International Criminal Court is an intergovernmental organization and international tribunal seated in Netherlands. It is the first and only permanent international court with jurisdiction to prosecute individuals for international crimes of genocide, crime against humanity, war crimes, and crime of aggression. It is distinct from International Court of Justice, which is an organ of United Nations that hears disputes between the states. In June 1998, UN Security Council convened a conference in Rome. The aim of the conference was to finalize a treaty to serve as court's statute. On 17 July 1998, Rome Statute of International Criminal Court was adopted. At present, there are 123 countries which are the state parties to Rome Statute of International Criminal Court. The court issued its first arrest warrant on 8 July 2005 and first pre-trial hearings were held in 2006. Court issued its first judgment in 2012 when it found Congolese leader Thomas Lubanga guilty of war crimes related to child soldiers. Now coming back to our first question. What is the jurisdiction that allowed this court to take up a case from Ukraine-Russia war crime? Now, anyone can be considered as an accused of a crime if it has happened within the territory of a country that is either a member of International Criminal Court or it has accepted its jurisdiction. A major point to be noted here is that International Criminal Court tries individual and not the nation, countries or government. That is, it can start investigation against any official, person who hold responsibility, as well as supreme leaders of the country, including presidents and prime minister. Although Ukraine is not the member country of ICC, but it has previously accepted jurisdiction of ICC. According to International Criminal Court's official website, Ukraine is not a state party to Rome Statute, but it has twice exercised its option to accept International Criminal Court's jurisdiction over alleged crime under Rome Statute occurring on its territory under Article 12 Clause 3 of the statute. Now what is this Article 12.3? So Article 12 Clause 3 clearly states that if the acceptance of a state that is not a party to the statute is required, then the state may accept the jurisdiction of the court for a crime concerned by making a clear declaration to registrar and cooperating without any delay or exception. Therefore, crimes that had occurred in Ukraine region are being investigated, and this is the reason why Vladimir Putin is eligible for being responsible for alleged war crimes in Ukraine. Secondly, we need to see how did the proceedings actually begin in ICC or International Criminal Court. For court proceedings to begin, either the national government or UN Security Council refer cases for investigation in International Criminal Court. In this case, it was requested by 39 national government, mostly from European region, to begin investigation in Ukraine war crimes. And hence, International Criminal Court started investigation against Vladimir Putin. Third, how can ICC, that is International Criminal Court, issue arrest warrant against Vladimir Putin, who is also the top leader of a veto power holding country? So under Article 8.2 Clause A and under Article 8.2b of Rome Statute that pertains to war crime, Vladimir Putin, President of Russian Federation, is allegedly responsible for war crime of unlawful deportation and unlawful transfer of children from occupied areas of Ukraine to Russia. The crimes were allegedly committed in Ukraine occupied territories from at least 24th February 2022. According to Independent International Commission of Inquiry on Ukraine, there are reasonable grounds to believe that Mr. Putin bear individual criminal responsibility for all these crimes. According to the New York Times, this move, along with the existing sanctions in the West, will further deepen his isolation and limit his overseas movement. Moreover, if Putin travels to a state party of International Criminal Court, then that country must arrest him immediately according to its obligation under international law. The alleged crimes, including the deportation of children, were detailed in a report by Independent International Commission of Inquiry on Ukraine, which is UN-mandated investigation body that said some acts may amount to crime against humanity. It marks an important precedent in international law as International Criminal Court took historic step against a veto power. As this is an unbiased YouTube video series, we take views from both sides equally. Russia claimed that this is just a narrative presented by Western nations to isolate Russia diplomatically on global stage. Russia has publicly stated that it has brought thousands of Ukrainian children to Russia as a humanitarian campaign to protect orphan and abandoned children in the conflict zone. A major twist in this story started on March 20, 2023, when Russia had opened a criminal investigation into International Criminal Court. Yes, you heard it right. Now Russia had filed a criminal case against the prosecutor of International Criminal Court, Mr. Karim Ahmed Khan, and several other judges based on their unlawful decision to seek arrest of Vladimir Putin. Russia's investigative committee says that International Criminal Court has knowingly accused an innocent person of a crime. The committee also states that it is an attempt to prepare an attack on representative of a foreign state who is enjoying international protection. The Russia's investigative committee said that there were no ground for criminal liability on Putin's part, and head of the state enjoyed absolute immunity under 1973 United Nations Convention. The criminal prosecution is obviously illegal since there are no grounds for criminal liability. Moreover, Russia said that issuing ICC warrant is outrageous as well as legally void, as Russia is not a signatory to the treaty that created International Criminal Court. So write in the comment box to tell us what do you think about this matter.